back with another video, and today we have a new channel. You probably seen the last video I posted was either the truck or the Monte Carlo. Finished both of those and got those out of here. Finished all three, actually, both Monte Carlos and the truck. I've just been pretty shitty on recording, but who cares? The gray Monte Carlo got an LS swap, which I'll include videos of them, you know, some pictures and stuff of the progress, because I forgot to record the rebuilding of the engine and things like that. I just put it together and let it go. But I'm gonna try to get better at the recording and the videos and posting all the progress, and it's not just starting it and not stopping. But like I said, today we're gonna put tubular uppers on this car with 1 inch longer ball joints. We're gonna set it up for the street or no prep backside of the track stuff. Basically just getting it ready. I ain't trying to show too much on the car because it is a grudge car, but at the same time still trying to post some content. So all right, so I got the wheels off. Like I said, we're gonna replace these upper control arms with a longer extended ball joint, which these have already been replaced before. As you can see, they're bolted in now. And it's a 3/8 Allen socket for the caliper bolts. And then we'll knock these off real quick and come back to it. All right, so I got the brake caliper and stuff off. I probably should have mentioned that it'd be best to hit these two caliper bolts with some WD-40 or something like that, just to keep from snapping them or something if they've been in there for a long time, because I have snapped more than one in my day. But the next thing we're gonna do is pull this Carter pin out and remove this castle nut. Now, I personally like to just stick a jack under here just in case. The shock and is still holding the spring in, keeping the spring under tension, but just for in case purposes, I like to just stick a jack right up under there and hold it up to keep anything from happening. So we will do that, and like I said, we'll come back to it. And like I said, the jack is for just in case purposes. It might not help, but it definitely won't hurt. And instead of trying to wiggle the Carter pins out, I'm just gonna cut them off because I got new ones with the new control arms and ball joints. A little stubborn time to time, especially if you're not breaking them off like I am and trying to save them to reuse them. Alrighty, so we are gonna break this castle nut loose. Mine is actually a 19 or 3/4, either one, but like I said, you got your jack under there. Go ahead and break this castle nut loose. And I don't take the nut all the way off. I'm gonna leave the nut on a couple threads, and then what I'm gonna do is take and hit the spindle with a hammer to try and let the ball joint separate from it. And if that don't work, I have to get a pickle fork to separate them, but we'll go from there. All right, so mine was actually stuck in there pretty good. I had to, like I said, leave that nut on just a little bit and then heat the spindle around that ball joint and then beat it, and it just popped right on out from there. But we will finish taking this council nut off and go ahead and get that upper control arm lifted up, and then go from there. There she goes. Oh no. Let that spindle lay over. And this is how you can tell if you really needed control arm bushings or replacements or not, and not just ball joints. Listen to the noise it makes as you try to work it up and down. If it sounds real crusty like that, well, then you know what that is. Right. Next thing we're gonna do is take these two nuts and bolts out. You gotta be careful when you take them out. If you look and see, if I can get in there, let's see. There is shims on these bolts. You had to keep the shims on the side they came off of and put them back with the new ones, or else your alignment will not be right. All right, so we're gonna take these, like I said, two bolts out, and remember to keep our shims on the same side they came off on. The back or the head of the bolt is a 20 millimeter and the nut is a 18 millimeter. So we will start taking those loose and then get the control arm off. And again, if you got WD-40, this will make it a lot easier than what I am doing. All right, once you got those bolts loose and taken out, like I said, keep those shims on the same side. Knock those bolts out, the control arm just pulls straight off. And there she is. Compare it to the new ones we're putting on. You can kind of see. And then, like I said, if you look at the ball joint here compared to this old crusty thing that won't move, big difference. And like I said, that allows for a little more travel, be better for like no prep, like I said, street racing, stuff like that. All right, so now pretty much what we're gonna do is just do everything in reverse of what we just did. Start back by putting your two bolts and the shims back in and bolting the control arm back up, and then we'll go from there. All right, so I got everything bolted back up, tightened down like it's supposed to be. I torqued my ball joint to 52 foot-pounds, and I just tightened these up pretty good. I'm not sure what the torque spec is on it, if there is one. Caliper back on, and like I said, we are good to go on this side. We'll just do the same thing to the other side, and we'll come back when it's done. All right, as you can see, I got it finished up. Both sides are done. I'll be posting more updates as I go along. It'll get coilover kit on it. Lowers, the tubular lowers to match it as well. You know, got other projects and stuff around. I told you I shuffled some of the old cars around from the previous videos and brought in some new stuff. And like I said, I try to get better with the recording, and as I go along messing with these old cars. Truck bombing. But hopefully you'll see a lot of this one on the channel as well. It's a friend of mine's truck we are working on.